This is good. I just kept going and just kissing him, kissing him, kissing him. I was expecting him to like pull back, but he didn't. So I was like, he likes me.
Really lovely there, guys.
I mean, listen, I understand what's going on here with this Leisha woman. She's somebody that obviously, you know, wants validation. Not maybe validation is the wrong word, but I feel like that kind of comes with like a negative, a negative vibe. But she's somebody that wants reassurance. That's the one, you know. So anything that she sees that he does that is positive in eyes, she's gonna jump at it. Oh, this must mean he likes me, you know, because obviously she's somebody that probably thrives off of words of affirmation, you know, and also obviously. I'd say a form of physical touch as well / acts of service, but let's get into it.
That was gorgeous.
It was more like a peck. It wasn't really like an intimate kiss. The camera's like clicking away and you're just there like, it just wasn't a natural kiss. It was literally just locking lips, like passion there.
I mean, listen, to be honest with you, I do respect the fact that you obviously this moment in time, Reese knows that he's not too sure if he's into her. I believe at the altar he said that she's a bit too loud. So obviously, you know, he's not trying to mislead her by, you know, doing too much. And even when it came to the kiss at the altar, instead of kissing on the lips, which is what she wanted, he obviously gave her a kiss on the cheek, which definitely made her feel some type of way. Which is why now they've kissed for this photo shoot, she's obviously thinking, oh, maybe he does like me because he hasn't refused to kiss me in this situation. Which, to be fair, I can understand why she would see it in that point of view. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, she's got to be careful that she doesn't, you know, demand too much and doesn't move too much because she's looking for a form of, you know, affirmation, reassurance, if I do so myself, regarding his attraction to her. But right now, I would say that he's probably playing it smart by not doing too much, you know, holding back and not trying to, you know, make her believe that he's fully into her now. Do you see what I'm saying? Because if he gave her that, I feel like she would probably falls. What's the phrase again? Fall head over heels for him, like way too quickly, if you dig what I'm saying. But nonetheless, though, let's carry on and obviously let's move on to the next couple.
You did apologise. I'm not taking away from that, Divarni. But right now, you're taking away from that by saying, if I shouted, you yelled at me.
If I feel like I've got my back against the wall and I'm being attacked verbally, my body will shut down.
I have never seen Divarni like this.
So, you know, obviously here they're reliving the situation again with Divarni. And it's crazy because they literally reliving the same thing that happened at the honeymoon. When literally he spoke about the whole thing, when she asked him, what's your biggest fear? And then obviously she deemed him as being too negative. And then the next day she woke up and he was standing above her and he was ready. And then obviously he gave her a grilling about how he felt. And obviously he's very apologized for that because, listen, folks, they had that conversation on the honeymoon. He apologized for it. They had the conversation at the first ceremony. You know what I mean? And, you know, he made sure that he apologized and he was going to work on his ways. So the fact they're still talking about it till now is just weird. Like, yo, what is her issue? Like, is Julia Ruth ever going to move away from that situation? Because if you can't move away from a situation that somebody's done to you, then it shows you a lot of, it tells you a lot about whether or not you really care to want to be with this person or not, and whether you care to try or not. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't move past something that's already been discussed multiple times. So of course he's come into this now, met her friends, and first thing they talk about is that. And of course, to be fair, I mean, she's not wrong. The friends are not wrong. Obviously, him coming in and kind of downplaying the situation isn't exactly a good look. Really and truly, he should be coming with the energy of, listen, you know, we spoke about it and I did apologize for it and I am going to do better. You know what I mean? I mean, to be fair, that is the better response he can have. But for him to say, you know, for him to talk about it as if like it wasn't that deep, that is nasty work. So I do see the point of view from Julia Ruth and her friends in the scene, but it's just pointless to talk about the same bloody thing. So much to the point that Divarni's friend over here, she doesn't even recognize her friend anymore. And that's never a good sign.
Okay, I'm here.
This isn't normal.
The maddest thing about it is obviously when he's over there, you know, obviously being upset or whatnot, she doesn't even go and try and comfort him, to be fair. Should she go comfort him? I don't know. But what I do know is that if he didn't do it for her, she would definitely make a conversation about it. Let's just call it what it is.
There's no connection. We talk about it, we like hash it out, but the penny doesn't seem to drop.
And he's not seen it. He's not, I'm sorry that I made you feel this way.
In sense of what he did was wrong, I can put my hands up and say, yeah, the shouting, and there's certain things that was said today that have hurt his feelings, as you can see.
Precisely, there's things that obviously that, you know, has been said as hurt his feelings, but Julia Ruth doesn't want to take any accountability for that, doesn't want to acknowledge that, you know, all she cares about is getting her point across and that's it, nothing else but that. And I get it, but at the same time, how you address yourself is very key. And also being aware how someone's going to react to what you say is also very key if you want to have a healthy level of communication and a healthy level of being able to solve things together.
About the type of words that you use. Calling someone out on something can be really damaging to how someone is actually feeling too. A lot in sense of dragging someone's character.
I mean, listen, to be honest with you, the friend isn't wrong, because to be fair, before they even arrived, and this is the crazy thing, is Divarni and his friend doesn't actually know this, but before they arrived, what's her name? Julia Ruth was pretty much painting a picture of Divarni to her friends, you know, not in the best way. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it was like they were laughing at the situation a little bit. And that's not good, you know? Nobody wants to be with somebody that's going to laugh at said person, do you know what I mean? So nobody wants to be with somebody who's going to describe them to their friends in a way that is going to cause them to laugh.
Yes, I understand, but
Yeah.
I feel like you're gaslighting her feelings.
No one's gaslighting. Because your feelings are valid, yeah, I told you that. I don't trust Julia Ruth with the conversation, the reactions.
I mean, listen, I've been saying that, you know, like Julia Ruth low-key gives me toxic vibes, you know what I'm saying? And I like the fact that the friend has noticed that something's off key with this lady. There's something just, something's just, you know what I mean? So I'm happy that she's noticing it, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Body language. I need to know where your head's at, because if you want my support, then you got to be some type of ready.
Into this is to meet someone, to be out of the game. I truly
No one will lie to you. When she said be out of the game, what does she mean though? You know what I'm saying? I only asked that question because prior to this little conversation here, when she was having a conversation with her friends, they were speaking about, obviously, so what's her sex life like? And she made a joke about how, not even a joke, she was being dead serious about how all of her toys are been collecting dust and they haven't even been used. that doesn't mean that she's in a game like in that kind of way, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that, but boy, I'm just curious though, because boy, there's something that doesn't add up about this woman, you know what I mean?
really do want to find love.
I feel like the way you communicate, I honestly don't think this is okay.
We have done this quite a few times, and the actions are not matching the words. I don't need to hear anything. Let's just do it.
Me being this emotional shows that I obviously do care about this relationship. But I feel like every time I'm one step closer, I'm getting one step back.
I mean, yeah, I get it. Well, end of the day, for me personally, I just don't feel like I just don't feel like this relationship is gonna work. You know, they're just so different in terms of their communication styles, so different in terms of even how they even compromise, and you know, it's clear that Julia Ruth wants a guy that's a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for here? A bit more fun. But that's not to say that Divarni is boring, but she's looking for someone who's a bit crazy. You know what I mean? Someone who's nuts. Someone that's gonna kind of keep her on the edge a little bit, you know? Which isn't a bad thing. And I guess he's looking for someone that's a bit more cool, calm, and a bit more caring. Because she hasn't really shown her caring side. And I do feel like he does need someone that's a bit more caring, but also has a backbone as well. And won't stand up for his way of communicating sometimes. But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below and we'll talk about it. Peace.